Howdy y'all, thank you for joining us today for this unboxing of another Kickstarter we just got in, Posthuman Saga. This is actually part of the all-in that I got, so this had already came out, but I done the all-in for the new expansion, so we're going to go through all that also, because we have the Journey Home, we have the Resistance, and then like I said, I don't know how much of this was part of it. It was just all the all-in. And then we have the deluxe components here, along with a little pack called the Outcast. And then the Wanderer Hero Pack. And then it came with this piece of paper, which introductory story for Journey Home, along with a small pack that looks like called the Settlements. So let's dive into this. I'm going to start with the base game and we'll see what this is. So this is supposed to be a competitive tactical survival adventure for 1 to 4 players set in a post-apocalyptic world of a posthuman. You can see fairly thick box here. You can see the back here, where it's kind of showing like a grid pattern, which will probably be how we're setting everything down in there. Let you know the components list in here. Does say here there's 3 modes to play in. There's solo, 2 to 4 players, and competitive or team versus. And then you can see here it's a game for 1 to 4 players, ages 14 plus, about 30 minutes per player. So this one, since it is soloable, I might actually try to pop it down real quick and check it out, see what's up. Might film it. We'll see how difficult it looks to get it all filmed. But anyways, let's get into this. It looks like there's a lot we have to open here. I mean, I'm hoping that the expansions kind of just mix in, and it's not something where I have to carry a bunch of extra boxes around, but we will see. Because this is pretty heavy already, but I'm hoping a lot of it's going to be punched cardboard. I mean, I don't want to punch the cardboard, but hoping a lot of it's going to be punched cardboard that will reduce down. Alright, we see here just a games catalog for some of their other games. And then we see the rule book, which, whoo, this is thick. I mean, looks like the stories is thicker, but I would want that to be because that's the story. So we see here components. We got the game set up, player set up, and then we get into 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 4 was just the stuff. Now we're playing the game. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it looks like a lot of pages here, but, and then get to additional rules. But it looks like they go into some great example or some great explanation. We'll see how easy it is once we get down to that. And then we saw the solo mode and whatnot. All right, cool. And then we got the stories. I'm not going to get through every page of that, but we do have, I was hoping to show a page number here, but does say stories 1 through 70, so looks like, yeah, there's some of them to share multiple pages, but yep, we got stories there, and actually 69 and 70 are on the back, so alright, looks like we just kind of have a solo mission side B and solo mission side A. And then we get into some punched out cardboard, which is going to show the tiles, which are the square tiles that will be going down for our adventure. We got some more tiles, and then what looks like possibly components of some sort, and I'm sure the tiles probably can't be upgraded, but I'm sure the deluxe components is gonna hopefully get rid of most of all this stuff. But we will see when we pop that open, which will be right after this one. I'm also expecting a lot of cards in here because, well, maybe it won't. We'll see. But there's a lot of stuff in here. And I know a lot of people, they just want to see a stack of tiles and stuff, but I do these unboxings to kind of just show you the same thing I'm seeing as I open it. You get to experience the same opening. And this looks like the story stuff. Then we have a board. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a large board. Let's see if I can zoom out. We'll see. We're going to put my new mount to the test. All right, you can see the board here. Just basically a bunch of hex grid patterns. And then it's got the round order thing on the top and bottom here. And I can zoom out even a little bit more, but I figure if I zoom out even more, you're not going to see too much there. But you can see the mission VPs and the victory points. And then on this side, we got the rounds and the player order and events. Cool. And it's a 6 segment you can see here. So a 6 segment panel board. All right. We got, looks like some baggies here. This is probably where the cardboard chits with the story things are going to go inside of this. And then some of the other ones inside of that one. Nice little felt baggies there. Just a bunch of extra plastic baggies. And then we got a baggie with some black and red, just wooden cubes. And then we have 4 different colors, so probably 1 per player. Oh, no. It's not going to be per player. I mean, these are going to go to the players, but I'm assuming they're stats. And we can see that with this board here, because what we need is those little pegs to go down inside these boards. And you can see that they got little holes in them here. Black for XP, the gray is for fatigue. We got the morale for the yellow, and the green is health. And then we got all the other little stuff on the board, which I'm sure once we learn how to play will show us all that. And then we got the miniatures. Give you a look at those. And hopefully that's focusing right. Problem with the new camera mount, it's so far up there that I can barely see what it's showing me, actually. So I can kind of see and hope that you're seeing that fine. Then we got some dice. Oh, actually a lot more dice than I thought in here. Let me get them all out. All right, we got the blue dice, and I don't know if these are going to be different or not, but I figure I'll show you them all anyways. We got the green dice, which already I think I am seeing some differences. The lime green dice look like some type of attack dice or monster dice maybe. Monster hits. Then we got the white dice here. So I'm recognizing some symbols look the same. Maybe these, we'll see. Gray dice. Then we got the orange dice. And then it looks like we're just going to get into some cards unless those cards are covering up some extra stuff. Get all those in there after I fiddle far around with them. We do got a bunch of small cards here. Some standard size cards. Then a bunch more small cards. Alright, what's down in here? And then we got some of these things. So we'll take a closer look at all that stuff. Alright, where to begin with this? We got a bunch of stuff, so I'm just going to start grabbing stacks. So this to me looks like it's going to be some extra melee weapons you can pick up along the way or find. Because I noticed something when I was looking at the separating out the cards and I saw the different player cards. Because I noticed they had one red back and one blue back. So that makes me think the ranged weapon and the melee weapon for each character. So you can get a bunch of different things here. I'm assuming this is just going to be basic gear. Yep, vaccine pump, backpack, med kit, a guitar, binoculars, hiking gear. So there's all types of things you can find. There's a compass, a Djimbo, a camo gear, and a Mary Jane doll. And then I noticed there were, well, let's go with this other stack next. I'm assuming these are encounters or people or maybe allies that you find along the way. Yeah, because it said when the nurse joined you. So I'm assuming these are allies you can find, which would make sense in a type of adventure type game. Then I noticed there were greenbacks, and then I noticed one was different and one's got a symbol. So I got this one. I think this is showing some type of mutation you can get. And now I notice it's got the same symbol, but it's got something on an extra symbol there. So maybe more advanced mutations. And then other than that, all that's left is each character has an individual deck. And like I said, I noticed there was a blue and a red, which is going to be their ranged and melee. Then there's a bunch of yellow cards and a bunch of these other ones. And I'm sure these are not supposed to, that these can be mixed, but I didn't want to mix them up. That's the only reason I didn't put them in separate stacks. But you can see it looks like each character is going to have a unique deck. Probably unique to the character. Like I'm betting these are probably all the same. Well, maybe not, because I think some of those look a little different. But I'm sure these will be different. And it's just how they react or some type of skill that makes them better. And there's the ranged and melee weapon. But you can see these look pretty much the same. I mean, this guy had some type of snipe. So I'm assuming he's got like sniper skills. It looked like he had some more exploration type skills also. I believe this is the one with the sword. It's probably like some big melee person. Said meditate, outsmart, scavenger, planned moves, sneak attack. It's got the hunting knife and a cult. Alright. Last character really. Savage hack. Wrestle. Brutal. Maybe this is the melee person. Cooking. He's got a hatchet and a... Yeah. Maybe their weapons were the same. And then there was one of these big cards for each of them. As we get into the bigger ones. Cage fighter. We got a biologist. A cage fighter. A guard. A scavenger. And a scout. Then there were just two cards that had this back. Guess it's mission victory points for 2 players, so number of players. Or a few cards with this back. Recon objectives. Now eventually I'm going to get to these ones that got numbers on the back. And I'm going to want to keep them in order. Just because they may need to stay in order. I don't think there's anything spoiler on this. Because as far as I understand, most of that would be the stuff out of the book. This was like random events. Because it says thunderstorm, slave train, maddening whispers, snowfall, perfect day. And these show a number 1 on them. So I'm assuming these are like challenge rating 1 things you can run into. Like a doomsayer, a hoarder. These could probably be mixed up. Probably the low level stuff. A man's shield. A spitter. Types of things here. Getting into the weird little hillbilly redneck outwoods things. A listener. And then there's some level 2 stuff. Looks like we're getting into gangers. So basically we're just getting into bigger things here. I'm not going to go through each of these because that would just take forever. I mean, there's not a ton of stuff, but we still got a lot of boxes to go through. So now these are the ones that have numbers on the back. So I'm assuming they're going to tell you when to go to these. And you just find certain things. Looks like, because these look like hidden trails. So it's going to tell you when to go to get these. Probably. And then these also seem to be numbered and lettered. So probably the same type of stuff. Which just looks like a bunch of text. But alright. And then we have some of the bigger cards. The Zoo. Forever Santa. Then we have some bosses. And then just, I think, 2 player aid-esque cards. But, alright, let's get into the next one. Alright, we're going to go through all the little side stuff just because it's faster real quick. This just says introductory story for the journey home. That's all it is. Then we have Posthuman Saga settlements here. And I'm assuming this is the rules on how that works. And then you can just see they got a different colored back. And you can take a look at the settlements. So I'm assuming these are going to be settlements that'll lay out on the board. And then it's got all the rules right there on how that works. Next, we're going to look at this Outcast. Make sure I got everything out of there. Looks like there's just 4 cards in here. So they're probably just going to mix these into the decks because we see like this is that was the gear deck I was thinking was what it was called. This is the range deck. Then we have the range deck and then the ally deck, which is probably the Outcast himself. Yep. So those just mix in. All right, I'll show this. I just wanted to cut the plastic off real fast. I'm going to throw the box away. I'll probably crush it down, put it underneath the insert just to keep the box. But you can see here, this was that Wanderer Hero Pack. New with the Wanderer's mutation skills. So it's not like this is just another character. Let you know everything about it on the back there. So I'm assuming there's going to have the deck of cards in here. And that one individual card along with the miniature. So we got some cardboard punch outs here. Little baggie. Here's the bigger cards. So there's the Wanderer additional rules. Then it has the one card. Let you know it's the Wanderer there. Then we have, I'm assuming these mix into that other deck. And like I said, we have his smaller deck here. Where you can see it's all the same stuff we saw in the other one. Where it's going to give you, oh, sorry, I was going to try to, end up kicking the camera mount, or kicking the table. But you can see his skills, because he is a Wanderer. He had regeneration. Then he's got a kukri and a Wanderer's bow. And then we have the miniature. Next, let's take a look at these deluxe components. as you can see here, it already kind of shows us, which this looks like the thing that goes in the middle of the board. And now I'm expecting just a bunch of other stuff. If I can get it open. There we go. Oh, I see how it opens. Hey. Glad I didn't just try to slide the knife in there for it. Let you know everything in here, right there on the inside of this box. Gives you all the components and stuff and what's in here. You can see what's called the Fortress. It's got is the 3D punch out to build it here, which looked like the thing that goes in the middle of the board, which I guess is your fortress in the middle of all the explored area you have to go explore. I'm going to dump all these out and give you all a closer look. Alright, I kind of kept them separated out. Let's see if we can take a closer look at these. It looks like it comes with a baggie, and I noticed all these have that thing on the back. So I'm assuming these are all going to go in the baggie, and it's going to show you what you pull out, which are kind of going to be some resource types. We got the 4 different things you can pull out there. And then we have what looks like that doll. Let's see if it says on here. Yeah, so it's a Mary Jane doll miniature. All right. And then looks like fuel. It looks like little oil barrels. Then I notice these little heart things. I guess I could look here. Med, book, booze, ammo, and food. So I'm assuming this is the books. Look like they got a bullet in them. I'm assuming this is the ammo tokens. The meds. They got little hearts on them. It's a little hard for me to pick it up, but you can see a little heart on there. Then we got the little booze tokens. And fuel, I was thinking. Guess this is food? Oh, canned good. Ha. Let's say I don't see food tokens. These are canned goods. Alright. Cool. Next, we're going to look at this resistance expansion, which it shows you here. It's got the component list of what it really adds in here. It just shows you. Looks like a bunch more stuff. Probably just things that mix in, hopefully. Looks like it's just new mechanics and stuff. It does let you know this is an expansion. You got to have the base game with it. They're showing 2 more miniatures, so maybe there's 2 more characters in the Resistance. Let's check it out. It's got the rule book right here on top. 2 pages with the game set up. And yep, it looks like we may have 2 more characters, or we do have 2 more characters. So just let you know how to mix all this in. I guess we should have opened the next one, because I knew the other one, the original said 1 through 70. This says 101 through 130. So this is probably the later one. But here's a storybook, 101 through 130. So the other one's probably 70 through 100. And we got, I don't know if that one's different from the base one. I'm assuming it is. Otherwise, why'd they send it? And this is probably the new mechanics it's talking about that it adds in, along with the new story points. Now, it makes me wonder, well, those are probably still ones you just got to put down. We got some new locations, it looks like here, along with the new characters. So let's take a look at all that. So let me get them all out of the baggies here. All right, we'll start off showing the characters, which I looked. It's the Hand of the Pure One here. So like a monk type character. And then probably a character I would want to play, the Technologist. Along with their individual decks, which we're not going to flip through all those, but you can see some of the skills here. Sounds like monk type stuff. Lightning reflexes. Some of those are recognized from the others, but then it shows she's pretty good with the bow staff and throwing knives. Then we got the Technologist here. Looks like he knows how to do operator. Yeah, I figure he's going to have a way of manipulating the tokens on the board, it looks like. And he's got a stun wrench and a long john revolver. Then we have some new allies to mix in the deck. Then we have a new card, which might have to do something with that board. And this is probably the new mechanics I was kind of talking about. When you mix this expansion in. And then we have their individual cards. Along with the mission VP cards. Now I'm assuming these just get mixed into the deck. Siren Song. So some more random events. Now I did notice a level 3, so these are probably some tougher ones, or maybe they just made it a separate deck because these are going to be the things that use the new mechanic. I don't know. Some of these look really bad. Rhino, a mutant enemy. And then we got more of these, which are just for love. So those tell you when to go for these. I'm assuming more story stuff. And then we got some new locations. Genetics Lab, Baby Factory, Labor Camp, Happyville. But cool, let's get to the last one. So this was probably the second one and the one we need to go to next. The Journey Home expansion. And it's probably going to be pretty much the same thing we just saw, where it's got component list. I don't know, this one feels a little bit heavier. It mentioned something about poker cards there, so let's get into it. It says stories 201 to 230. Am I sure I got everything here? I thought I got the all in, so maybe there's something I'm missing. I don't know. Anyways, stories 201 to 230. The Journey Home rulebook shows how to add this stuff in. And the Journey Home had that little card, that little paper, also with the story. So I don't know why that wasn't in this. Maybe they just forgot to put it in there. This definitely says 201 to 230, so not sure. Has me wondering, because I thought I got the all in, but then what happened to 70 through 100? And if those were promos, the all in didn't have that, I guess. Yep, we got 2 new characters here, so let me get all this opened up so I can show you all that. Okay, this actually looks like it's a much bigger expansion, and this is the last one. I don't know why my brain didn't think about it. It's the reason there's no 70 and 100 is that's the base game, and then 100 is the next expansion. So anything they left an opening there, that way if they want to expand upon that expansion. So 100 to this, and then this one's 200 to something. Yeah, my brain should have thought about that. I just didn't think about it till I was opening these up. It's like, oh, that's probably what it is. All right, so we got some more melee weapons here. And I could be wrong about that too, but that's my guess, is that's the way they did it. So it makes sense. Those are the items. 2 new ranged weapons. 2 new allies. Oh, yep. There was no way for me to do that other than being stupid, huh? All right, there we go. And we got these new cards, which I don't want to put out of order, even though I noticed something about this one where I think these are still going to get mixed up somehow. Or maybe it tells you to go for specific ones. I don't know. Because I noticed in these decks, well, I'll get back to the smaller cards because I'm going to go to the character decks. We got one of the new characters here. He is called a, sorry, I almost had that off camera. He is called a Tracker. And got his deck here. And it looks like he's got a bunch of tracker-esque skills. So he's probably going to be a mix between the Explorer one and all that. Bladed staff and throwing knives. Then we have a cult leader here. And here's her deck. And I noticed something else when I was looking at these smaller cards. And it made me, well, we'll go through her stuff here. Cult leader, storyteller, it said. She's beloved. I mean, she is a cult leader. Seduce. She just starts with a knife. And she gets a cult like some of the other ones. So I noticed these and it made me go back and look to make sure. There's a new card now in this one for each of the other ones. And they even have the one for the Wanderer. So, to show which deck they add to. And I did go back and check to make sure I wasn't wrong on the previous expansion. And missed anything, but I didn't. It was only the new cards. But this one did add a new card for each person's deck. Alright, now we'll get into that was all the smaller cards. We'll go to the bigger ones. There's the cult leader and the tracker. And these are the ones I was kind of talking about with the smaller ones. Because they got these that got letters and numbers on the back. And then some that don't. And some that got words on them. I'm not going to mix them up until it tells me to. But I'm assuming they got to mix up. I don't know. They do have them in an order for a reason, I'm assuming. So, because on the front, it's got some numbers and letters. So, I'm assuming these need to stay in order. But until they tell me to mix them, I don't want to. But you can see these look like more of those story type cards. And then this deck kind of does the same thing. Except it looks like it's going to have something to do with, I don't know. It looks like you run into a different type of ally or something. So, like I said, and they got the numbers and letters here at the top, so it makes me think these need to stay in order. So, I will keep them in order. Notice these. Don't know if those are changes or if these mix in or what's going on there. Sorry, it sounds a little messed up. My mic's being stupid today. I don't know what. Seems like it's not one thing, it's another. More of these, which looks like they just go to the back of the other deck. Then we have some level 3s. Which looks like just mix in 2 new, 3 of each, 2 different ones. Then we have some level 2s, chameleon, and tripod. Then we have some level 1s. Cool. All right. We'll get this all mixed in. I might even try this out here real fast since it can be soloed. Just check it out as a little venture game. But I will admit there's a game I really want to play real bad right now, so I'm probably going to play it instead. But I'm going to try to get this one to the table, see what's up. Little post-apocalyptic adventure in the Posthuman Saga. So, cool. That was a lot. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.